Thank you.
Thanks, Ethel.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and call our meeting to order at 9:32 a.m. Can I have a roll call, please?
Clifton.
Here.
Fitch. Here. Stancil. Here.
All present. Anybody have any conflicts of interest on the agenda? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So.
Motion by Heather, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Diane. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Brady, you are up. Sir.
Thanks.
All right.
If you turn it on,
Oh, all
pull down on that button.
He's
Go
probably.
toward you, there you go.
right. Excuse me. All right. So last month at the ambulance, we had 119 calls. We're up about 30 some calls from last year. Yesterday we actually had 12 calls in 12 hours. It's getting extremely busy. But we're still.
Is that due to harvest, due to what?
You know, I don't, it's literally been a mixture of everything. So it's all. So we had kind of a short month last year as far as things we did. Taught CPR to a member of public health. Had a monthly meeting with the hospital, everything's going good there. Opioid task force meeting, got all the grants in. We did get the $59,813.12 grant from the FEMA Go for the power load system. So everything we've got for the power load system now, we've got grants for $105,428.50. So that will go toward, when we get 207 remounted, that will get a whole new power load system in it with a cot. A new power load system head will go in 205, which we don't have now, which is just a manual cot. And then we'll use the cot from 7 in that. So, and that'll we'll have to put this, I think it comes out to, we'll end up putting in probably $2,000 or something out of our own to get 2 whole new systems.
Those are very nice systems.
They work
Long life.
Yeah, they work really, really well, and it saves the
The
guys
backs of the-
tremendously. So, any questions on anything?
Oh, yes, I think you knew that Dio and I tried, sent in a request to CCOG for the batteries that we're going to have to start replacing.
Sure.
The radios was so expensive, $200 a pop.
Yeah, for sure.
It didn't look real good, just so I can tell you, because it's so ongoing.
Yeah.
But they're gonna keep working, because that would save us a ton of money.
I know,
Get some kind of a county grants.
I saw something out there for a Motorola grant, for radios and stuff. It didn't really apply. I didn't think about all that, but I'll check into that and see if it's still available. And then we are still waiting, on the other, FEMA Go grant for the $360,000 for anyway, so. We're waiting on that one, which we probably won't get that one, but we'll throw our hat back in there next year again.
You're still on the CCOG one.
Yeah, so we'll start
trying.
it's getting close to time to start filling them back out again for other stuff.
Well, you got 50 grand from FEMA, I think you're doing good.
Yeah.
It's
really
better than I
good.
expected.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks,
you,
Brady. We've reached the public comment portion of our agenda. Anyone from the public wish to comment at this time? Seeing none, I'll move on. Ryan Marquardt's next on the agenda. I don't see Ryan. I think we'll continue, and if he makes it, we'll go back and pick that up. Next one is a public health resolution approving Susan Crowdis as full-time public health administrator at $31.53 an hour. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Diane. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Heather. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I received a couple calls from 2 Courthouse members. They're concerned about this appointment. So basically, when we put out a job description, we require, the people look to the public health administrator to have expertise on public health. We know our last public health administrator during COVID was very helpful during that time. That's before my time, you guys went through that. So one of the requirements is that they have a college degree, medical experience, or healthcare experience, or 2 years experience for every 1 year of, if you don't have that education. This particular candidate, or now new hire, does not have any of that experience, which given the importance of the role, the Board of Health members were a little concerned about that, as am I, because I sat in the meeting, the very first meeting they had, and right out of the gate, there was a potential HIPAA violation. So I think that I'm a little concerned that as we guys learned, the feds don't play around. You make a mistake, it doesn't matter. They clawed back our CARES funds, and they were not merciful just because we made a mistake. So I'm a little concerned about that, that we have someone in place that does not have the requisite training or experience, that we open up the county to liability.
The Board of Health has approved this though, correct?
I understand that, but we still have to vote on this resolution, and we're putting our names on it. And I'm a little concerned about that having someone that does not have the requisite training, and people are gonna be looking to this person for medical information. I'm concerned, along with these two Board of Health members, on this. So I wanted to make the board aware that this was done, and so we know that if we do not get this person the requisite training, we could have issues in the future.
Hasn't she done the job efficiently and effectively for
She's
the last year?
Okay, she's done the reporting and all that kind of stuff. Now that you're public health administrator, it's a much bigger role. There's more, as I said, a name of a patient was included in the report. It shouldn't have been. Luckily, that was not made on our website, so I'm very happy about that. But I'm concerned that we're putting a person in a position that's not well prepared enough, and we could put the county at liability should this happen again.
Okay, well, this is the Board of Health decision, and
And we voted.
we're basically just approving the paperwork on it. So if there's no other discussion, I'd call the question. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. Next is a supervisor resolution approving installation of 2 AED devices at the courthouse with funding and maintenance contract. The question on this is, how do we wish to pay for this going forward? It's $1,200 a year, plus the installation cost.
Did we want to do
Shouldn't
the
be great.
initial one out of the ARPA money, and then, how do you want to do that?
Well, I thought, is Lyons, are they gonna put in anything for maintenance and upkeep?
No, they're providing the equipment.
That's it, and then
That's
we're
it.
have to
And
do-
looking at those posts where the lights are, it should be very simple
Oh,
if
yes.
not just plug it in type of a
That's
thing
it,
there.
that chip and
That
all
looks
that.
really straightforward. So
We
the
could
installation should
use-
be little to nothing.
We could use, lost money for that.
That's where I would go with it. I was gonna stay away from the ARPA until we pay the final things on the courthouse and know where we're at. But that does need to be done by the end of these.
So let's take it out of chips.
Just take it out of
fund.
lost.
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
all right,
All right. That said, do I have a motion to approve that resolution?
so moved.
Motion by Diane. Is there a second?
second.
Second from Heather. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
So we, as part of this resolution, we designated that, is that how that works, Michelle?
That is correct. Just restate that, incurring the cost of the installation of the 2 AED stations, incurring the annual maintenance cost, and that tells you that the contract's attached here. Executing the attached contract with the Advocates for Health, and then expensing these costs from the following county fund. I have lost.
Out of lost funds.
Yep,
Perfect.
that works.
Thank you.
All right, great, thank you. Next is secondary road resolution approving a temporary road closure of 187th Street from Upland Trail to the intersection of 187th and Summer Hill Trail. Do I have a motion to approve?
Is it done? It's done?
They're working on it.
Okay, so moved.
Motion by Diane, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Heather, any further discussion? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, board member reports. What's everybody got to report on since our last meeting?
Diane, why don't you go first?
Okay, well, we all attended an employee training on harassment. I have been kind of working, Mike and I, quietly about mowing Bevington Park Road. It's really was deeded to the county, and for a long time, I will call my mother, the old ladies took care of it, and now they're really old, so they just kind of don't. Well, so I asked Bevington mayor and the city of St. Charles, and we don't know what's happened, but it's being beautifully cared for. So they've just taken it upon them, who's ever doing it is to, and whoever's doing it, thank you, because it looked great. So somebody's taking care of it, so they've worked out whatever
But it's,
they've
who
worked out.
owns it?
Well, Mike will explain that better.
So it used to be a state highway, and the state took fee title to the right of way, and then they did a jurisdictional transfer to Madison County, so that we received that area. It's technically a road right of way, however, it was common in the 20s to have stopping areas because vehicles were reliable.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of, it's right away. The people in the area adopted that area. We had just like we have pickups adopt a highway, things you see where organizations go out and pick up trash or those type of things on weekends. But there was I believe it was called the Bevington Garden Club.
It was
Or it was called that at one time.
It was Bevington and
And-
St. Charles, and
yeah,
I think even
yeah.
a little bit of Martinsdale, they
Yeah,
all
and
got together.
they would go over and pick up, they would plant things, pick up sticks, just kind of do things that we don't have a finish mower, we have a road mower. And so they would a lot of times mow it to more of a finish, to kind of keep it maintained. Then I think there's been maybe a little bit of a changing of the guard. Some of the people have, moved on to other places, and I did receive some phone calls 2 weeks ago. I think there might be a neighbor that's donating his time right now to clean up stuff. So.
Yeah, and I think that Bevington wasn't against maybe helping pay for some stuff, so I think Maxine.
Yeah, we would be open again if somebody wants to, be a sponsor of that. Again, we could just be like roadside pickup. If they want to, we'll even provide like the trash bags if they want to pick that up, and we can make sure that goes.
Well, St. Charles said they would visit with their garden club too,
Yep.
so somebody's doing it.
So if you know somebody, they can outreach to our
Yeah.
office.
Well, they're doing it, so thank you.
Mike, what's happened to most of those, I remember back in the 70s, they used to be really common bags, and now there's just a handful of them around.
There's a very handful of them around. It's like I said, maintenance dollars don't really go to that anymore. Sometimes people do the wrong things in areas like that.
Yes.
So
Is there any kind of liability?
that's why I'd like to have them have that adopt a highway program thing signed with their official.
Oh, I can ask the county,
Yes,
all right.
whoever's doing it, please
All right,
direct
I'll
them.
ask them to
Yeah.
come to you and do that,
Yeah.
okay. What about, we need to get those trees
We
down.
will get a method to get those trees out
Yeah.
there.
We have some
Yeah.
very dead trees that need to come down. Okay,
So
I
what's
will
the
reach
official, what's
out.
the official name of the Bevington?
White Park.
But yeah, it's the intersection of Bennington Road and Highway 92.
It's right that little corner area.
There used to be 2 roads or 2 intersections there too. The state, when they redid Highway 92, they shut off one of those. That's why they call it a wide park, because there was
I learned about
a
that.
wide shape
It
there.
looks more like a TV.
Yeah. But again, if there's a group or organization that is willing to step forward to do that, please have them come see me, and we'll get the adopt a highway paperwork over.
Does that property go all the way down to the river? Do you have access to the river from there, Mike, or no?
There is a small area there that does go down to the river. Actually on both sides of the bridge,
West and east?
west and east.
If you're a county department, I'd be interested in taking it over for you.
That's what it sounds like to me.
That's
I've already tried.
Yeah.
I failed.
We're gonna have that conversation.
I didn't win that battle.
We'll hit it with our
looks pretty good.
Doesn't
Okay.
cut it as nice as the finish.
Thank you. Also, I have been dealing with Microsoft, up that road, Peru Quarry Road, it's just 100 to 300 gravel trucks a day. I get so many calls, so I reached out to the quarry and they told me where to jump. So then I reached out to Microsoft and asked them maybe they could consider calcium chloride in the road. The school wrote a very touching letter. They're very worried because you cannot see for 2 miles. So, Microsoft has not, they've been really nice. They have not said no, but they won't do it. And they have called back, so we'll see.
So they said they're not gonna do it, or they
No,
haven't said no?
they're discussing it, they're
Oh, okay.
pushing it up higher up the ladder.
Okay.
I did send them the letter from the school, and I got called right back in probably 3 minutes of the email. So they haven't dissed us. Whether they'll do it, I don't know, but it's a try. I mean, if they'll calcium chloride it.
Well,
It
this
is
gravel's
very-
for them, right?
Yes. And it is incredibly, the dust. And we are pulling people over who run stop signs, because it's just too dangerous.
Yeah.
And it really is, and so that's, we'll see if they, I hope they can see it.
Okay, everything else, Dan?
No.
Heather?
So, due to a family emergency, I missed the maternity meeting, so I will be updating you guys with that. Circle back with them and find out what it was. I also attended the harassment and retaliation training that we had. Met with a couple of members of the public, went to the Board of Health meeting, yeah, that's my,
I had a CICS meeting end of August. As I mentioned before, that region is getting split up into parts of 4 other regions. And one of the regions is just gonna be one county going over there. So CICS won't be completing a proposal for that one, but for the other 3, they intend to complete proposals to manage those 3 mental health districts. How that, they could get all of them, they could get none of them, don't really know. The most logical one is the one that we're in, the South Central Iowa one, but you also have Polk County in that. And Polk County doesn't have any interest in collaborating with anybody, but at the end of the day, if they get awarded that contract, I'm sure they're gonna be primarily concerned about Polk County, even though there's 11 or 12 other counties in that region. The terms of that RFP haven't been out yet. I think it's due first of October, and that gets to be a little bit tricky as well, because you've got an RFP that several entities are probably going to want to complete. So in a perfect world, as a board, we would approve our proposal in a public meeting before that gets submitted. Well, if you do that a week before the deadline, everybody and their brother got to see that thing. So at our meeting, we approved our CEO to submit that, but at the end of the day, it might require board approval. And if that's the case, most likely what will happen is we'll have a special meeting at the 11th hour, approve it and submit it, so that it's not out there for everybody and their brother that wants to submit a proposal to see. So, anyway, that's
I'm
what we're-
surprised they don't do that more privately.
Well, how can you?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
We approved in concept submitting a proposal for it,
Okay.
but the terms of the RFP's not been out yet. So if our CEO can sign it without board approval, we've given him the authority to do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
If it requires board approval, we'll have to have a meeting. It'll be called a meeting, the agenda will be posted.
Yeah,
The proposal won't be shared until the time of the meeting,
right.
and it'll go like that. So it's
Okay.
kinda odd, and you try to be as transparent as possible, but you don't wanna put something out there, and the other entities that gets, we're gonna
Right.
reduce this by $1,000 or whatever.
How do you do a competitive bid process?
Exactly.
What's
So-
your feeling, Phil? Do you think, will it become so regional that us smaller counties will sort of be left out?
I hope not. Well, I guess we will see. We don't know what the makeup of those boards would be. It used to be, when it was all county dollars, it was the supervisors from every county. Well, I don't want to change the state dollars, it's a handful of supervisors from River County and providers and this, that, and the other thing. It might not, supervisors may have no say in it going forward, we don't know that yet.
It kind of feels like that with Fifth Judicial, that it used to be supervisor from every county. Now it's not, and so there's virtually, it's all under the Department of Corrections, virtually no local control. I mean, if you have some kind of program in your county that rehabilitates people and they don't go back to jail, why would you ever want to get rid of that?
And
I
we've
worry that,
tried to have quarterly supervisor meetings that bring everybody up to speed. Attendance has been poor, when you're not a voting member of that, you
Yeah.
have enough meetings to go to, it's not very widely attended. Anyway,
So you're saying there's a chance that we'll lose all control?
possibly.
I think so. I think it's going that way to be very regional, and mental health is a huge issue.
Oh, it is.
And everybody's trying to make it better, and at the end of the day, I hope they do, but it's a lot of moving pieces.
And it seems what happens is there's no facility to put people that have mental health, they end up in jail, which is the wrong place to put them.
On a positive note, the YSS facility up by Cambridge is getting close to being open. so,
Really?
yeah.
Is that the one, I was at a meeting that they were ready to open forever, and there was some foolish state glitch that just signed a paper? Is that?
It's a major construction project as that is, I don't think they're that close to being ready to open.
All right.
I'll let you know when that happens, but that was that deal where CICS, really healthy fund balance, and mostly provided from county tax dollars over the years. And when the state started funding that, they were required to keep your fund balance way down here. So we would have not gotten any state dollars, and we've been living off all those county tax dollars for all those years. But they allowed us to make a significant investment with the county tax dollars into the YSS facility, so we can still get the state dollars. And the state gave their blessings on it. Kelly Garcia was at the meeting when we discussed it and whatnot, so. Be proud of that. That's our region's county tax dollars that are a significant investment in that facility, so.
Hopefully we'll have plenty of our folks that have a resource and if they need it.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's my big report since our last meeting. Michelle, board clerk report.
Yes, I do have something. I've had a request from the auditor's office to set a date for canvass from the last election for September 17th.
Went
And
through
you
today.
should, what's
That's
that?
for the,
That,
that's for the Earlham City
I believe that,
That's
local option
probably
sales
what it
tax
is.
election.
yes.
That's when I search your site.
That'll take 10 minutes.
That,
Not
so,
even.
so would you guys be comfortable then voting on setting a meeting for the 17th?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that okay? And we just need a,
As long as Heather and I are there, we can take care of this.
Yeah, if I can call in, I'll call in.
What time?
What time, are you gonna be, what time?
I
Do you
don't
have a
know
time?
yet.
You don't know yet? Okay.
17th, okay, I can, I'll call in if I can, if I'm still awake.
Well, yeah, you could, oh, I won't discuss that,
I
but,
don't care.
okay, whatever, I mean, the day's open, so if you're more comfortable with later on, Diane, we can do later on, if you're okay with that.
I'm a real early person, so
Oh,
Does not matter to me. I'm in the midst of a remodel project, so if I show up with paint clothes on,
how about 9 o'clock?
that's fine.
Okay. I will make that so.
And I will text one of you if I'm not there.
Okay, thank you. The only other thing that we probably need to talk about is my absence in October. You know, I put my vacation between board meetings. However, it does involve a critical date of the 17th and 18th, which is the collection of resolutions and prepare. I'm sorry, I upset you. It's okay, Mike, I'll be back.
I'm just building on myself.
My wife dumped her coffee in church and didn't get up in time and had to leave church for the.
Yeah, I got a little lucky, but it's on me. I'm sorry.
I'm glad I'm used to
Apologize
you.
for the interruption.
No problem. So, a couple options there. We can, I would be very actually happy to, we just shorten up the 24-hour minimum posting of the agenda. And I could do it on Sunday, the 20th, and then I would still have it out the door before 9 o'clock on Monday, which does satisfy that requirement, if you're comfortable with that.
So,
Or we could,
so what was, refresh my memory, what is this, you're gonna be on vacation during our regular meeting?
no,
No, she's
no,
gonna be
I'm
back
leaving the
the-
12th, and I'll be back on the 19th,
Okay,
which, you know, of course, the meetings are on the 8th and the 22nd, but that, the one kind of critical date for me affecting the meeting is that 17th, 18th.
Did you ask, the auditor's office, they could post it for you?
They could, absolutely, if it was collected and prepared, so.
I bet they would help you.
But they're gonna be knee-deep in
Yeah.
election stuff then.
That's-
I
that's
don't,
my-
I don't
I
have a
think-
problem with that, if you don't.
Are you
doing
okay
it
with
on-
me
on Sunday, as long as-
Yeah.
I feel more
As
comfortable
long as
with
it's
that.
posted
I
by
mean,
9
not that they're
o'clock.
not great,
Yeah.
wouldn't help,
You
but
do it, if you
they're
don't
gonna
post
have
it,
elections and.
Yeah, as long as it's
post it in
posted by.
time.
By 9
so
o'clock
just-
Sure.
on,
We're
and it'd
just-
probably be posted before then, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, but no, that's
Are you
that's
guys okay
fine.
with
Yeah,
that?
That's
so
fine
9
with-
o'clock on the
fine with me.
21st.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
just-
would be posting,
You won't
with-
get your packet on Friday, you'll get it on.
you'll get it Monday morning, let's say before 9. Fair?
Sure.
Perfect, I love that, thank you so much for your
Did
understanding.
you have anything else, Michelle?
That is it, most of my projects are just kind of still on a holding pattern, and when I get an update, I'll put it on the agenda, so we're good.
All right. Old business, do we have any? New business, do we have any? Okay. 24 priorities, we have a courthouse construction meeting at 11 o'clock, so do you have anything prior to that to update us on?
No, we can talk about it. Replace the bushes before covered bridge and the windows, they're gonna.
Yeah, that's all stuff that's on the
It's
agenda
all
for
stuff,
them.
yeah.
Replace the bushes with the covered,
Before the
Before
covered
bridge
bridge
oh, before the
festival.
covered, okay.
Yeah, we'd like to get that.
So, since we're gonna have time for the meeting, I got, drone footage from the centrals, and, I reviewed it and did screenshots out. I would email them, but they're pretty big things, so I have them, upload them to a Dropbox and then, put it on my desktop, so we can certainly look at them on the screen if you want. On that, so it looks better than it did, but there's still
And
issues.
some of that stuff's original, it hasn't been replaced.
Right?
Well, and that's a good point, Phil. So what I would like is, if possible, if we can go through that, and whether we do it here, it's just us, or we have it then, or we can go through each of those, pick, yeah, that's old, we need to replace that.
Do you have it? Let's pull it up when they're here.
Yeah, I do have it.
All right, we'll show it to them when they're here.
All right, comp plan revision.
We're still waiting for the zoning board to come back with a recommendation. So I think they meet this Thursday? Oh, no, it's the third Thursday, so I think the 19th. I'll have to confirm with Ryan. But I'm hoping that they put together a recommendation at the next meeting. So that's what we're waiting on, is theirs, and once they get a recommendation, then we can move to the next stage.
Okay,
It's
excellent.
been a long.
Ordinance review and update.
that'll come
Same
after.
thing?
Same thing.
All right, if there's nothing else, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Diane, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Heather, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everybody.